Hello, KLAP here, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be doing part 9 to What If Deku Was Abandoned and in the Military. So let's get into it. So we cut back at everyone is starting their apprenticeships. Ida gets the phone call that his brother's in the hospital because of Confronting Stain and all that stuff, and because he's an adult now, like full on, so he's pissed. He's absolutely livid. Obviously, Deku does know Ida because they were together in the same doing research on the Nomus and stuff, and Ida's still trying to fight them, not really working out for him a little bit. But yeah, that's still there. Most people probably forgot that Ida's still in this. So yeah, Ida is really pissed and pretty much has asked the weird doctor person for a leave. The doctor says fine, and pretty much what he's saying is, finally I can get this guy out of my head, out of my way, because Ida's been pretty much showing so much restraint and being very annoying to the doctor for all of his research. Everyone else there is fine with it because they're all weird. I'm just gonna say that, besides Deku and Ida, those are the only ones that are going a little bit iffy about it, just like, this isn't the best thing to do. But yeah, so Ida's absolutely pissed off at the hero killer, Stain, because after hearing his pro-hero brother is in the hospital, I'm gonna say Ida did still do some training because he's obviously, probably after having a job at the doctor, getting recruited by this doctor in the whole program stuff, he's probably thought about doing some exercise and getting stronger with his quirk if he wants to fight them, because he might start getting, because Ida's overly protective and justice and all that stuff in this one. So now Ida's quite literally just training his ass off, and after hearing his brother, this is probably the third time I'm repeating this, is in the hospital and might die, and yeah, he's pissed off and he wants to get revenge. This is the first time Ida has ever felt this feeling towards anything about getting revenge, so this is like pretty much the pinnacle of him wanting revenge. So pretty much he goes to that city, whatever, I forgot the name of it for some reason. Comment down below if you remember what city that was, and you'll get a heart from me. Yeah, so now that all that stuff happened, Ida's patrolling around the city, across rooftops, on the floor, using his engines to speed across, obviously at night and in dark corridors, well, not corridors, dark alleys, because he's been doing research on Stain and pretty much making sure that he has everything prepared to make sure that he can win to his knowledge, which is pretty obvious he will still lose and nearly die. And now we cut to Ida's still like patrolling around there. I'm gonna say this is before the attack, this is a week before. And after hearing that Ingenium, I'm pretty sure was the name of that pro hero, after hearing that name, Deku goes, who was that guy? And he starts recalling Ida, and he did a little bit of research on Ingenium and his real name, and he realizes that Ida's his brother. And Deku, remembering the last name, and goes, oh no, I have an idea where this is going. So, because all the kids are on the whole the training with the pro heroes, I forgot, the internships, that's the name. And now all the kids are doing internships, they're doing training and all that stuff. Obviously, Endeavor, Todoroki's there. Just because I still don't know which one Bakugo went to. He didn't go to... I'm just going to say he went to one inside the big city. and which is very big and helps his explosion quirk, because someone that thinks that they can help him, and he goes, yeah, maybe this guy. I don't know, he was going to be completely out of his arc because he wasn't in the arc in canon, so there's no point of putting him in the arc for this one. So, pretty much what happens is everyone sort of realized... Oh, never mind. Forget that part. So now that all that stuff happens, Deku, realizing what's going to happen, because he still has information on from what the doctor is, and he still knows what the League is doing constantly, because he's constantly doing checkups on them. And now that he knows what they're planning within the city, and with the Hero Killer as well, now he realizes that the Hero Killer joined them for some reason, and that the whole... I'm gonna say that the whole city's gonna be thrown into chaos there. And yeah, so he realizes that and just goes like, okay, I need to go there right now. So he goes there early and starts patrolling. He's able to find one Nomu that's in preparation and instantly kills it. Kills the Nomu without hesitation, summoning one of his cutlasses straight through the brain, down all the way through the body, and straight in half, and leaves. He's only able to find one of the very, very weak Nomus, because the doctor got completely set back by Ida accidentally pouring water on his research, and also Izuku losing some of his research when he was still in the program. So in other words, what I'm saying is, Izuku took the research so he could make his mom / Ashley / mate. Yeah, it's confusing. I don't know why I did it, but it's fine. It's actually really good. It's something new, yeah. Okay, so now that that's all happening and all the patrolling, I'm gonna say, because oh shit. I'm gonna say we're gonna cut straight to the city attack, and I'm gonna say through all the chaos, Ida finds Confronting Stain beating up Tornado, the third class hero. I'm pretty sure that was the name. Whatever the hell his was, no one really cares. He's weak. So pretty much, Ida starts fighting him, but he survives a lot longer than he does in canon, because Ida doesn't have anyone to really call out for help, and Ida's a lot more self-righteous, so... And he's older, and his quirk is a lot stronger than it used to be, than it was in canon at this canon. So he's able to fight a lot longer without getting stabbed, but he does eventually go down to Stain, and Stain goes, da 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 da, and all that stuff. He doesn't like to kill innocents, but because you came and hunt me down and all that stuff, looking for revenge, looks like I have no other option except to kill you. Start doing internal monologue, internal struggles, start doing all that stuff. Regular villain things. I don't know why they do it instead of just getting the job done, but that's what happens. So after doing that whole monologue, Izuku is looking at a rooftop and sees, Stain standing over Ida with the knife just about to go through his heart. And what he does, he summons a shield right on top of it and yells at Stain, stop. And Stain, after hearing this, someone yelling at him to stop, he looks up and sees Izuku. And pretty much what happens is this. Izuku hops down, summons a cutlass to fly down on, and he says, unfortunately, unlike you, this one is a little bit nicer and easy to get along with. So I'd like to keep him alive, thanks. Sorry if that's any discomfort to you. So I'm not gonna say I discredit your work. I like that you kill all the useless heroes, and it sort of saves me the trouble of doing it, because they're useless and they sort of just waste space, resources, and they're bad people because socialists. not socialists, I mean people that want popularity, and I agree with your work, but this one's a little different, so I can't let you kill him. But then Stain rebuts by saying, this person, Ida, no, he wouldn't know the name, he would say, this man came at me wanting revenge. Revenge is a bad omen, or whatever. I have to kill him. And he says, I can't let you do that, bud. Because this Izuku right now is very arrogant because he already knows all Stain's abilities, and he just goes like, I can easily beat this guy. There's no question about it. Because Izuku has... his quirk has altered a little bit. You'll see it in the fight. And they start to fight. Obviously, Izuku was on the winning end of the fight until... yeah, he's still on the winning end of the fight. It's a little bit longer, because this is the first person that Izuku has fought in a long time with proper fighting experience against heroes and people with abilities. And maybe even a body that... and maybe even a physical physique that can match his own. And this is the first person that actually might pose a challenge for Izuku. So he starts off low with only summoning, keeping the shield and cutlass, just flying around and countering all of his moves. And then Izuku starts to get a little bit bored and summons a couple more. So, but what happens is, I'm gonna say the Hero Killer Stain, I'm gonna say he has not a special ability, I'm gonna say he has a secret dagger in his pocket that he, unbeknownst to Izuku, throws. And what happens is, it throws and it's just about to graze his skin, and this dagger, I'm going to say he's smart and puts a string to it, so if it cuts Izuku, it will come back to him straight away just by pulling on it. And Izuku didn't even see this, but it doesn't hit. He hits his skin, but nothing happens. And then something Stain's eyes go massive after seeing this weird flicker of light on Izuku's head. And then a knight helmet shows up on his face and disappears within an instant. And Izuku looks at Stain with a massive grin and saying, did you really think that was gonna work? I knew you were gonna throw it, but I just wanted to see what would happen. And pretty much, this is no Izuku talking. So pretty much what that is, he has he has armor on his body, but it's not summoned. It's pre-summoned armor. And if anything gets within, I'm gonna say, one, atom from his skin, or just about to touch it, the armor will spawn and protect it. It's very strong armor, but has very low... no, it's just very, very strong armor. And it's more of a surprise factor. So it's gonna be called it's gonna be a special ability. I'm gonna say he's called it pre-armed or whatever. Like battle tactics or pre-armed or something. You guys can come up with a name if you can think of a better one than pre-armed. So pretty much what happens is Izuku just rolls through this Stain and knocks him out instantly. And he helps Ida up and says, you okay, bud? And Ida, recognizing Izuku, just says, what are you doing here? I thought, where did you even go? And pretty much what happens is Izuku doesn't really trust Ida that much, but he knows Ida's a good person, so he just says, don't worry about it. Because Ida is the only person, not even Nezu or any of them, know about Deku working at the labs with the doctor. Because if they knew that, they would instantly be suspicious of Izuku of what the hell is he doing. He hasn't told Eraserhead or any of those guys. So instead of making them worry and be concerned about him, he sort of left it out from explaining all the stuff. He doesn't really explain how he knows a lot of information about them. He doesn't even explain at all how he knows information on them. Yeah, so he doesn't explain sludge, he doesn't explain all that stuff, but he explains his ability and a little bit of his backstory to them, so he doesn't open up everything to them. So at this point, Izuku knocks Ida out, puts him in an ambulance and sends him off to the hospital. And Stain, I'm gonna say, I don't. Oh yeah, Endeavor shows up and says, "Hey, you're the person from the sports festival. What are you doing here?" He says, "Helping a friend and getting this guy out of here," and seeing the hero killer Stain being dragged along the ground by Izuku. And obviously, I'm gonna say Todoroki's there with his father, and seeing his sensei, pretty much, Ten, dragging hero killer Stain that's been known to kill, like, first rates. I'm gonna say he was even able to kill, like, the 10th best and got replaced by whoever was the 10th best now. And he was able to kill him. And so yeah, he's stronger than he was in canon. And seeing his master walk him out with no scratches on him, he just has a secret smile. He doesn't show it on his face, but inside he's very happy to see that. How strong his master is, sensei, teacher. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And obviously, All For One does show up and tries to freeze everyone, but everyone does go on the ground except Izuku. And All For One, seeing this, is going, "What? Who are you? How are you still standing?" And he looks at All For One and says, "Hi, this is the person that's going to beat your ass. One day, I will find you and beat you and send you to jail, or even kill you. Who knows? Depends what mood I'm in." Because he doesn't really feel like killing right now, so he left Stain alive because he admires his work. But yeah, he's probably would kill All For One if he sees him. So now All For One is going like, "Who are you?" Instead of like All For One scaring the living hell out of everyone there, Izuku's scaring the living hell out of All For One. And his gravity effects are sort of, well, it's more of like his killing aura or whatever, disappears at that point. And he was talking through the hero killer, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works in canon. Yeah, so he talks through the hero killer after hearing all those words from this kid, and Izuku says for his final words before knocking Stain out again, he says, "Bye bye," and then he whispers into his ear, "All For One," and knocks him out. And pretty much they put cuffs on him, and and the police goes to Izuku and saying, "You can't use your quirk if you don't. You can't use your quirk if you're fighting someone in public or whatever." So they have that whole rant at Izuku, saying he can't use his quirk in public and all that stuff. And pretty much what Izuku says is, "Who said I was using my quirk?" Because no one saw him use his quirk. He already knocked out Tornado when he jumped down, so the third-rate hero doesn't even know about Izuku even being there or who saved him. So, but what? And the cop said, "How else could you be there?" And he says, straight up, looking him in the face, "Physical strength by training. You should try it sometime." And he inserts this massive amount of blood loss to the police officer, saying, "We're done, right?" And he says, "Yeah." And he's sent out, and pretty much before he leaves, he says, "Oh, by the way, you can give all the credit to Endeavor. I don't care. Please do, actually. I don't want to be put in the public's eye. Thank you." And he, after hearing those words, he's very confused why someone would give up, like, a very famous capture to someone like Endeavor. he's very confused and saddened. Well, not saddened. He's very confused and just says, well, yeah, so I guess can't really say put his name out because he said not to. So, Endeavour, after getting the shocking report that he'll be getting the credit for capturing Stain after seeing Ten, Tetsuo slash Deku pretty much beat him easily. He didn't see him, but he saw him knock him out a second time after exerting the amount of blood loss that even knocked Endeavour down a little bit. And so pretty much after seeing that, he's a little bit angry, but he accepts it because he goes like, I could easily beat him even if he wasn't there. So yeah, Endeavour takes the credit like canon, and pretty much we're gonna cut back to the city because I'm gonna say after Hero Killer Stain was that, and Endeavour is still in the city, like fighting all the Nomus, realizing fire's an easy weakness to them, telling Todoroki to use his fire, and they know that Nomus aren't humans, so they're allowed to beat the living hell out of them and kill them easily. So now that all that happened, I'm gonna say Izuku got let out while the crisis is still happening. So he quite literally goes over to, I'm gonna say he puts on his hat. I'm gonna say his hat is pretty good because it covers his face pretty well, because he looks slightly down. You know that angle that you look down and can't really see the eyes, but they can sort of see you? They can see the mouth and nose and stuff, but they can't see the eyes. So they pretty much do that. He does that and pretty much goes over. I'm gonna add this part. I'm gonna say that Toga, yes, I'm adding Toga already into this. Toga is going to be walking around the streets like crazy like, and Izuku sees her. And Deku jumps down and says, Hey girl, what are you doing with that knife? And she says, harvesting blood, and now I want yours. And pretty much after saying that, he doesn't do anything, and Toga comes out with a knife and gets completely deflected by his armor. The knife gets pretty much broken as soon as it tries to touch, flicks away instantly like it did before, and sets back up again. So pretty much he has incredible offense and unbeatable defense for the time being. Yeah, good luck. I guess the only thing to beat him would be water, because it would rust his item armor, because it would instantly spawn. But yeah, that's an issue for another day. So pretty much what happens is Izuku pretty much takes this girl, picks her up, and starts taking her, like, sort of like kidnapping her at the same time, and pretty much, yeah, he kidnaps Toga pretty much, but Toga never really had a real life. I don't know what happens because she's still wearing a uniform. It doesn't really say if she's still going to school or not, even though she's in like every League of Villains thing. It doesn't really state if she even goes to school now I realize. So yeah, I'm gonna say that she drops out of school and she runs away from home. I'm gonna say she does those two things. So yeah, so now she has no connection to anyone. So I'm gonna say her parents died, so she's an orphan. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say she killed them. Actually, that's more interesting. She killed her parents and dropped out of school, but she still has all her school uniforms. And she went crazy a lot before then, so she never really had any friends. So yeah. So now Izuku kidnaps her and brings her home. Sludge is going like, who the heck is this? Like, she's a girl that I think I might be able to help. And pretty much says that and says, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed a part 9. It's been a little bit. It's been a hot minute since the last time I uploaded one of these. Let me know if you guys want another one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you want part 10, and if you want anything to happen. I will let this little spoiler go. I will probably be sending her to UA. You can probably estimate the rest from there. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know. Goodbye. See ya.